Hiya folks, McConey Jr. here, and I am the creator of M.U.T.T. Now, for those of you that don't know what M.U.T.T is, M.U.T.T is a training table that can be used in the app Cheat Engine for the game Mist Survival. And all M.U.T.T stands for is Mist.Ultimate.Training.Table. So, why am I making this video? Well, over the last year and a half, 2 years since making M.U.T.T, I've been asked a number of times for a how to use video. Now, I keep meaning to do one, keep putting it off, keep forgetting, and it's been asked again. It's come up recently in the comments again asking for a how to use video, so that's what I'm going to try and put together now for you. So, to start off, how do we get M.U.T.T? Well, you want to open Steam, go to your library, go to Mist Survival, and click Guides. And straight away you should be brought to the Mist Survival Guides page, and if we look near the top, this will soon change. The header will be different. It will say includes video, how to use video or something. It won't say includes 0.25 anymore by the time you're watching this video. That's because basically I need to do an update for the guide, and I'm going to make the video and include that in the update for the guide, so I need to make the video first. But anyway, so just click M.U.T.T, and that brings you to here, Mist.Ultimate.Training.Table, a basic introduction to cheat engine and using pre-made training tables. M.U.T.T, official home of M.U.T.T. Now, the only reason why that says official home of M.U.T.T is because when I first launched M.U.T.T, within less than 12 hours of me launching it, somebody had stolen the entire guide, and I mean the entire guide. They just copy-pasted everything, the pictures, the works, and posted it on their website as their own work. So that really annoyed me. So hence the reason why we have this disclaimer here saying I am not responsible for any files if you did not download them from here on Steam. Steam, this is the only place I update M.U.T.T. I do not release this link anywhere else on the internet. Right, next. This is the link where, by the way, where you download any updates to the M.U.T.T files or for the latest game release. Right, disclaimer, I'm in no way associated with the Cheat Engine app. If you experience any issues with Cheat Engine itself, you should refer to the CE developers for support. What that means is that basically I am just a user of Cheat Engine. I've been using it, oh god, 7, 8 years. I don't know how long's Cheat Engine been going. However, many years it's been going. But if you experience any problems with the app itself, you just go to the Cheat Engine org website down here and contact their support there. Right, using Cheat Engine may cause VAC bans depending on how you use it. I am not responsible in any way for bans that you may receive if you use CE in an abusive manner, primarily in MMO or non-single player games. Right, now what that means basically, if you're using Cheat Engine and you're making tables for massive online competitive games, play first player, esports, games like that, you are going to get yourself banned. Just out and out simple. You know, if it's designed for multiplayer competitive game, then don't use CE. It's just as simple as that. Any games that are single player or offline games, you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever, and you shouldn't receive any bans for using them. Right, using CE is your choice and your responsibility. If you don't want to use CE, stop reading and get the guide and forget you ever saw it. Now, it's basically self-explanatory. If you don't want to use CE, you think you might be at risk, you're getting a ban, or you're nervous about it, or anything about Cheat Engine puts you off, then just forget you ever saw the guide. That's all you got to do. Right. From my own experience with CE over the years, I have not received any bans. However, I do not play any MMO titles. Now, I don't just play any MMOs, online games. It's just more about how you use CE. If you're using it being an asshole and blooming trolling other players and ruining other players' games and destroying everything that other players have worked for on servers, then yeah, you're going to get banned. But if you behave yourself, you use it just for your own experience and you don't mess with anybody else's game, you shouldn't have any problems. I've never had any problems. Right. But there is always that risk, so, I have to put the disclaimer there. My only responsibility is for the creation and update of the M.U.T.T training tables. If you experience any issues with a training table, not working, game crashed whilst using a section of the table, post in the comment section and I will do my best to help you. Now what there is just come down the bottom, you've got a bug, part of the table isn't working for you, just post a message in here. It's the best place to do it. Don't post your comments on the video about a bug or anything like that because I'm not likely to see it. Reason being is I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just making this video because I've been asked for it. So I'm rarely on YouTube, but I'm always on Steam. So if you post your bugs in here, I'm going to see them a lot quicker than if you post them on this video. Right. Where have I got to? Right. Right, we just got to the end of the disclaimer. Right. Now we're into the what you will need section. So you're going to need Cheat Engine, the latest version. Alright, so just click Cheat Engine at the link. Right. Click the big green button to download it. When it's downloaded, just install it like you would any other app, but pay special attention to read it. I'm not going to go through installing Cheat Engine. As I said, this is a how to use video. But you just install it like any other app. Just be careful when you're going through the click next options. Make sure that you read everything because sometimes there's things to opt out of. They'll either be a box to check or a box to uncheck or click this sentence or something to opt out. There'll be something to opt out of any additional adware or whatever comes with Cheat Engine. It's been that long since I installed it, I can't remember. But just be careful. Right. When installed, just exit out of it. You don't need it open yet. Yep. So we've done that. We've exited out. We've got it installed. Right. Now you need M.U.T. 0.25 for Mist 0.25 or M.U.T. 0.4x for Mist current release. Well, this line's going to be changed when I do the update because I'm no longer supporting M.U.T. 0.25. I think it's been long enough now that Mist's been updated way past it, so I think I'm going to drop support for that now. Download the latest tables from the M.U.T. section at the top of this guide using the link provided, and that's this link here. You just click it again and say you can continue to an external site. Click the download option in the top corner, that tells you what's inside. Just click the download option in the top corner again. When it's downloaded, right, where we gone? Right, back here. So downloaded it to the top of the drive. You will get a warning saying you're leaving Steam. Just click OK. Yeah, we did that. The page opens, you'll see a file called M.U.T.Ra. We did. Click the download option at the top right of the page. Yep, we've done that. Yep, just imagine I have. Right, once downloaded, extract the files to your place of choice on your system. Well, already done that. See, extracted. Right, now we come to the how to use section. Make sure you have installed Cheat Engine, downloaded and extracted the M.U.T. files. Step 1. Navigate to where you extracted the M.U.T. files, double click the required table. Now again, this says the wrong number here at the minute because it'll say the right number in the video, it'll match, you'll see. Just got to do the video first. For current game release. So open the folder. Right, now what we've got inside is the different tables. And the first thing you should do is use whichever table it tells you here. right? If you're still not sure, or you haven't noticed that table, or you've just opened the RAR, just select date modified and use the newest table. It's always the newest table. Right, now these numbers 0.4.1.0, that's what game release it is. MUT will always match the game release, and then you'll have, as you can see here, we've got an A, we've got a B, we've got a C. Now these different tables are because an A table is the first table I release after a game's been updated. Right, now that might work for about 75% of players. Right, a B table is the second table that I release once I know what's not working for the 25% of players, so I can try and correct it. Right, now the B table usually works for 95 to 100% of players. Now, if it only works to 95%, I will release a C table. And the C table, you know, think of it as alpha, beta and completed, right, or alpha, beta and completed. Right, now the C table, when I release that, that usually works for everybody without any trouble. You know, there might be the odd player that has a bit of bother with it, but it's rare. Right, now that C table has a .R3 on the end of it. Now that's because when I done the last game update for 4.02, these particular updates, I completely forgot like an idiot to do a new game save, so I was doing loads and test, so I was doing loads and loads of updates, trying to get it working for everybody, when all I had to do was test the bloody game on a new game start to find out what wasn't working. My own silly fault, but anyway, it doesn't happen very often. Right, so I've waffled on enough about that, so double click it. Do you want to allow the app to make changes to your device? Yes. Now that's because it uses temporary files on your hard drives and it needs to have access to be able to do it, to be able to work. Right. So double click the required table. This will now open Cheat Engine. Now we need to make an adjustment for the table to be viewed correctly. At the top of the list window, the description tab needs to be widened. Do this by clicking the divider and dragging it to the right to the end of the orange bars. Ignore the flashing computer symbol for now. Well, there's your flashing computer symbol. You want to ignore that for now, but you need to know where that is. So, but just ignore it for now. Right, now the divider is this one here, in between the address and the description. Now, when you first install CE, it'll be really small like this, and if you leave it like this, this table just will not look right at all. So extend it out to the end of the orange bars. Right, so we've done that bit. Load Mist Survival and either load your game or start a new game. I use two save files, one with the trainer and one with no trainer. Well, that's entirely up to you how you do your games. It's your game, it's a single player game, do what the bloody hell you want with it. You know, if you want to use your existing save, use your existing save. If you want to make a new save, make a new save. You don't, you know, do what you want. Once in game, have a quick run around for a minute or two, then pause the game. Right, now I should actually... Step 3. Alt-Tab or use Windows key plus D to get back to Cheat Engine and click the flashing computer symbol. Right, I should really have that above there, because if someone's doing it as we're doing it, they'll be in game and not know to Alt-Tab back out. Right, in game, load game, load game. it's taking a while whilst it's recording. Yep, come on, loading garage. Hello, where's the rest of it? Okay. Right, okay. Don't know where the hell the rest of the garage has gone. That's messed up. Right, we're now in game. We're not being attacked by a bear like I was last time. I did try to record this video once, but when I loaded in, I got mauled by a bear instantly. So, right. Let's just pretend we've had a little run around for a minute or two. Alt tab. Back to game. What was that saying? I've got two versions open. I ain't got two open. Oh, I have. Right. So, we're back to cheat engine. So, Alt tab or use Windows key plus D to get back to cheat engine and click the flashing computer symbol. Both. Flashing computer symbol. Now select Mist Survival from the box that opened and click Open. Right, now along here you've got applications and you've got processes. Now you want it on applications because if you have it on applications, CE will automatically connect to the right process. If you put it on processes, you have to connect to this one, not this one. Ignore that one. You have to connect to this one if you want to do it through processes directly. So just click on applications, click Mist Survival, click Open. Keep the current address list code. Code list, yes. If you say no there, what will happen is this list will just get deleted. It will be wiped out. You just say yes every time you load a table. Alright. When the confirmation box appears asking to keep current address list, click yes. You will have to say yes each time you load a table. So I just said all that. Alright. You should now have something like this. Check the boxes to lock values, set values to adjust values, follow all instructions in the table carefully and obey warnings. They are there for game stability. Step 4, tab back to game and enjoy your time training. Right, so now I can close this out the way and we can begin showing you all the different options of M.U.T.T. Now the first, one of the most important areas is this one up the top here, where it says lock for colour key. To lock a value, just put a cross in the box. Right, now we've got blue for headers, sort of titles, dark blue tips and instructions and have no actual value, black values that shouldn't be locked or just no reason to lock them, why would you lock them, green these values are safe to be left locked permanently. Now these are values like for thirst, hunger, health, stuff like that I've found no ill effects from leaving them permanently locked all the time. Dark red, unlock these values after each use and follow any warnings. Now these values that are this colour are ones that if you leave them locked permanently, you will get a crash. At some point it might take 5 minutes, might take 10 minutes, might take an hour, but you will get a crash. So if they're dark red, don't leave them locked all the time. You can lock them for short periods whilst you're using them, but because they're more specific, like for items and things like that, you have to be in particular windows to use those addresses. So if you lock them whilst outside of those windows, you're gonna get a crash at some point. Right, bright red, warnings, obey them for game stability. Again, self-explanatory. I've added warnings in where I felt necessary just to try and maintain game stability, to give you the best experience possible whilst using the trainer. Right, so first up in the world we have day, that's self-explanatory. Up in the top left corner you can see the day 29. So this is a black value because you don't need to lock it. Why do you want to lock it? If you don't want the day to change, just lock the time. And then you've paused time, you'll get no missed events. or anything. You can just build all to your heart's content. And in turn, that locks the day. But anyway, alright, if you want to change the day, just double click it, set the value to what day you want. Do not use 0 in value, minimum is 1. That's because the game doesn't recognise 0 as a day, so the first day that you start on is day 1. If you set it to 0 and then save it whilst you're on day 0, when you next load your save, all the infected, the spawns, things that spawn in on set days and stuff like that, they just don't work. They'll all be messed up. So don't use 0, only use 1. This is just really a leftover value from the early releases of the game, when there used to be a day cap. You know, you used to get to about day 50, I think it was at first, and then there'd be no infected and there'd be no loot anywhere and there'd be no missed events, and then it got up to, I think, day 100, and the only way around it to continue playing your save was to reset the day. So it's just a leftover one from that. Time. Right, this is a green one. You can leave this locked all the time, and I quite often do. 15. Oh, let's put it above there so you can read it. Right, 15 minutes equals 00:25. 4 zeros equals midnight. 0100 equals 1 AM. 13:25 equals 13:15. Now, if you look at the time, we've got 13:01 there, with 13:01 here. So if I change this to 13:50, it will now change to 1:30. See? If I change it to 13:25, it will go to 1:15. Alright, and you can just leave that locked at that anytime, and that's what time you'll have. Right, that's the world section done. I am going to try and get through this video as quick as I can. I do apologise. I know it's already been quite a while with me waffling. But anyway, inventory slots. New game default equals 12. Set value to 36 for max slots. Self-explanatory, same as the day. Just set it to 36 and then never worry about it again. When you pick up rucksacks, it will increase past 36, but you won't have any more inventory slots. You'll still only have the 36 slots. Right, player speed. Now, default walking equals 265, running equals 600 with no boots. Right, now again, I usually set this to 11:25. That's just where I'm comfortable. And lock, then set value to what you want. 1000 to 1250 is a good speed, as I say. 11:25 is in the middle. Warning: don't run off a cliff. Easily done if speed is set too high. Yeah, that can happen. If you run off a cliff, falls too great, yeah, you're dead. Right. But anyway, just lock it. Leave it. Set it to what value you want. Leave it locked. It doesn't use any stamina. If we put the options up, you can see no stamina's going down. I'm running around like a loon. Yep. Right. So that's speed. Right. Lock to stop drain of stats, or set value to change the stats. Now that's how you deal with these ones, to either lock them or set the values to whatever you want. Just go along them, just lock them, and they won't change. They're just not going to go anywhere now. Right? If you want to set the value, just set it to whatever you want. Same with the food, water, first sleep, stamina, all the same. Right. Work whilst wounded. Right. Now, if you watch your wounds, the best way to do this is to jump. Does it jump up and down? Or is it punch? Ah, that was it, punch. Right. Now you can see the orange bars going up on both the wounds. And we'll just pause the game. Slide this over here. Now we've got values on each of these, so we're just going to lock this, set value to 0, set value to 0. Now both them orange bars are gone, and because they're locked, I can do as much as I want. It's not going to affect anything. Oh dear. Right, next, and that's the player section pretty much dealt with. Right, now the main header, you can open and close that, and it will remember your choices, it will remember what you've had locked and what you've set the values to, so you don't have to keep it open. Right, call Scotty section. I'm going to skip that section for now, and I'm going to move down to the items section. Reason being is I can do more things in one spot rather than using the teleport and having to run around like a loon afterwards. Right, so first of all, items. How to use the item section. Move an item. Must be in your inventory window in game, so open your inventory. Move item, lock, set value, move items, unlock. Works best with a container or locker, just move items into it and back out. Alright, and the values you can control are the quantity, how many you've got, the maximum stack size, comes in handy with logs. When you want to carry 100 logs, you can carry them in one slot if you want, just set the max stack to 100, you know. But durability, all items, includes car parts, weapons, tools, clothing, everything like that. Move axe, set value to 1000 or higher when using, do not leave this locked, do the same for all items that wear when you use them, i.e. clothing and armour. Now, if you do it all the same way, you just move an item. So move the item in the slot, and now we have the quantity, we have one helmet, we have a maximum stack of 1, and we have a durability of 9660. And just to prove it's the right one, I'll just set that back to 100, and then just click it. There we go. So just change that back up to 10,000 and click it up. Right, that's how the durability works, and that works for anything. It works for the weapons, the tools, but don't leave it locked when you're using the axe. If you leave it locked when you're using the axe, you're going to get a game crash. So just do what I just did with the clothing, set the durability on the axe to a stupidly high amount, same with the hammer, the saw, you know, whatever wears out when you're using it, just set them high. Right, how to do quantity. Again, it's the same way we got the durability. Just choose whichever item you want and just move it from one slot to another slot. Now, we have the quantity. We have 8, and we have a maximum stack of 8. Alright, now, as I said, you can change that up as high as you want, but stack sizes will revert to default upon save exit, so divide any stacks up before exiting. Alright, so we want, let's just say, I don't know, 25 of them. Alright, so now we've got 25, and we'll leave the stack at 8. We don't have to worry about the stacks at the minute. So, and now I'm going to lock it. I don't have to lock it, I can just move it, and there we have the 25. But now I'm going to lock it whilst it's still on this 25, and then I'm going to move that one. Now it's got 25. Let's move that. Now we've got 25. So move it, click it, move it, click it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, click it. Yeah, just shuffle them around, move them. If they don't pop up, just click them again. Swap that one with that one. That one now gets to 25. Swap that one with that one. Swap that one with that one. See, all up to 25. Right. When you're done with all your inventory, close it, unlock it, and that's it, done. Leave it alone, and that's the items section. Right. Farming. Can I do any of the farming from here? Yes, I can. I can do the soil sack. Right. Use items section for seeds. I ain't got none on me. That's just to duplicate the seeds. Use it the same way I just did with all the other items. Ignore any value if you've not moved the item in inventory first. So soil sack. So, oof. There's the sack. Mounting sack 0. Maximum size 10. So we'll change that to 100. So give it a click. There, it's got its 100. Right. Watering can buckets. So move the watering can in. When you have things in your hand and then you put them in your inventory, you have to move them a second time. And then we look. Go away. The watering can buckets, mount canning bucket, 150, 150. Change that to 100. What the hell was that dong for? That wasn't nice. Change it to 100. Give it a click. It's gone down to 100. And that's the watering can. Same with max stack. You can increase the size of the cans, and by increasing the size of the cans you can water more crops with one can, blah 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 blah. You know, basic usual. Water barrel. I don't know where there is any water barrels around here. I think I'll have to skip that one for now. Right, firearms. Only lock these when swapping weapon slots. Do not leave locked. Use items durability for all firearms and bows. Set value to change stats. Lock to swap stats to other weapons. Then unlock. Alright. So again, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, first thing you'll see on the firearms is must have firearm in hand for correct values. And what that means is you must have a gun in your hands. See, now if we look down here, I've got in the bottom right hand corner I've got 115 rounds, and if we look here we have 115 rounds, and if I change that to 120 I've now got 120 rounds. Right, now I don't recommend locking this because when you lock it you tend to forget to unlock it, and then if you put the gun away, swap to another weapon, put the gun in a locker or whatever, the game tends to flip out on you. So, you know, best not to lock them, just fill them up, just bang a load of ammo in it and not worry about it. Tip, overfill, then reload weapon in game to spawn ammo in inventory. Now, what that means is that if you've got the room in your inventory and you've got some of the type of ammo, you have to have some of the type of ammo to begin with. You only need a round or something in your inventory. And then you hit reload with 1,000 rounds in, it'll dunk 970 rounds into your inventory. So, you know, free spawn of ammo that everybody complains is so hard to get. Right, shot damage. So self-explanatory. It's how much damage the weapon does. It varies from weapon to weapon. Fire delay, again, self-explanatory. The lower the number, the faster the fire rate will be. However, there is a couple of warnings, like do not use less than 0.04 in value for the M4 rifle, or it will jam. Do not use less than 0.75 in value for the hunting rifle, goes weird. Now, if you want to know what I mean by goes weird or by a jam, just set these values when having these weapons in your hand to 0. Set this value, to 0 when you've got either the M4 rifle or the hunting rifle in hand, and you'll see what I mean. So, right, that's the firearms section quickly gone through. Right, vehicles and fuel. Have I got a fuel can on me? No, I haven't. Is there a fuel can over here? Better not be a bear out here. Right. Okay, it says it's got no fuel. So we'll come over here and car fuel, mounting car, say 0. Right, we've got 0 up there. Well, let's give it 50 litres. There we go. Now it's got 50 litres of fuel. Right. There's going to be a bear around here somewhere. I've already typed it. Right, okay. That's the car fuel. Right, butchery. Right. Again. Look over here. We've got meat max, fat max, hide max, guts max. What's the time of butchering large amounts? Best to lock player stats first. That's because if you decide you're going to butcher a load of fat, then it's going to take a long time. Sex max values, then use the increase, decrease arrows in butcher window. If no values, click the animal's body in the butcher window to get values. Well, we've got no values, so let's click the animal's body in the window. We've got all these come up here now, and now we have values. So hide max 2. Just to show how it works, let's just change that one to 10, and now go back to the arrows, and we can go to 10 hide, or we can go less, you know, yeah, just go to what you use, but the time spent, watch it here, because that will go up a lot. Right, so that's butchery done. It's the same, what you see me do for the hide is exactly the same for all the others. Right, generator, electrical, I can't do that here. Vehicles, fuel, can't do that here. Water barrel, I can't do that here. Call Scotty, I'll do that last. Right, so there's a generator I've got down here. Nice. So 5 litres of fuel, so let's click back, let's leave that there actually. Alright, generator electrical must be in a generator window in game. Right, generator fuel, mounting tank, 5, so change that to 15, now we've got maximum fuel. Generator fuel max, let's just change that to 20. Now the max has gone to 20. Generator power max default equals 3000. We'll still say 3000 in game, but will be what you set it at. So set that up to 6000, and now we've got a full power bar. So it's at 6000, but it still says 3000 there. Alright. Generator power display bar size default equals 6000. Use this if exceeding max. So you can double that up to 12,000, and now we're back at 50%, but we're using 6,000 power. So it's just for if you're going above the 6,000. So you can play around with that to your heart's content and set it to however you like. Right, so that's the generator section done. Butcher is done. I need to do fuel can. I've got a fuel can over in the car. Scotty section needs to be done. I'll do that last because I know where I've got everything close at the minute. Alright, just make a quick run back for my motor. Oh bugger, yeah, with that last update then everything respawned back, didn't it? See that? I've got 2 trucks on top of each other. Flaming things. Oop. Oh, you bugger. Come on. fuel can. Right? I've left it in the car, but I'll move it from the car, move it over a slot, make sure you've moved it inside your inventory, and we go back to vehicle fuel. There we have gas can, and gas can says 20. We're going to change that to 100. Click OK, click the can, now we've got 100. So that's all the vehicle fuel done. I need to do water barrels, don't I? Well, I don't really need to do water barrels, just doing the same way you do any other, but I mean, any one of the others really. Where have I got a water barrel? There's a water barrel. Right. Again, water barrel, a mounting barrel must interact with the barrel. I've interacted with the barrel, says nothing. We'll up it to 100. Now we've got a full barrel of water. Right, so that's the water barrels. Right, next thing I'm going to do now is do the call Scotty. I think I've done everything else, haven't I? Right, we've gone through all the way farming items. Yep, the only thing left is call Scotty. Right, so first section, the beam me up. Transporter, location, hotkeys. Right, for info only, locking these will have no effect. Use the hotkeys in game. So if you want to go to the White House, press Alt W, big mine entrance, Alt and M, small mine entrance, Alt and S, edge of town, Alt and C, farm tunnel entrance, Alt and T, large new farm, press Alt and P. Now this one is a different, works slightly different. The game will automatically pause. Double tap the P key or pause key and wait for the map to load in. That's because when using warp, going from the old areas of the map, like the main map, into the new game areas of the map, you were falling through the floor basically, and it was a bit of a pain in the arse because the map weren't loading in fast enough. So this way it allows things to load in. Right, Big Bandit Camp, press C+8. Hilltop Bandit Camp, C+9, Small Bandit Camp, C+0. Right, now press any of them in game. So, right, first thing I'll say is make sure you have nothing in your hands and you're not carrying. This is just to be on the, and you're not carrying anything. You know, don't try and carry a locker or a suitcase or something and then use the teleport, because that's just going to end in disaster. Right, so Alt T. There we go. We're at the tunnel. I received a wound that time. That's weird. I don't normally. Okay. Alt. Big mine. Small mine. And these levels are so messed up now. White House. There you go. So that's how Scotty works. You just press the letters, the key combination in game, and you'll get an audible notification that it's working. Right. If you sometimes if you've got like a gun in your hand, an axe in your hand or something, when you teleport, you will just suddenly die dead, drop dead on the spot for some unknown reason. I don't know why, it's just random, but there is that. So always save your game before using any of the Scotty section. Right, Scotty, hold my beer, manual transport. Again, you need to know the coordinates of where you want to go, but best way to do this, pause the game, set the coordinates to where you want. You'll need to have made note somewhere of the coordinates that you want, and set the coordinates. Once they're set, unpause the game and you'll warp to wherever you want it to go. If you start falling, pause, reset your Z position and wait for the map to load in. Make note of your home base here. Now, to make note of your home base, go and find a space where you'd like to teleport to at home, say like right in front of the White House for example. That's where I've already done the White House spawn, but just for example. Now you've got your X, Y and Z, and just double click that and edit in your X, Y and Z into there, and then whenever you want to teleport there you can just double click it, copy your X, Y's and Z's into their locations, and off you go back to your home base. I've done it that way, gave you a position to make note of it because I can't possibly know where every single player is going to build their base, so you know, you need to do something yourself if you have bases elsewhere other than the White House basically. Right, I do believe I have finally got to the end of this how to use video, and I am going to apologise for how long it is because I imagine it has got to be quite long by now. I hope I've covered everything and given enough reason as to why things are the way they are and stuff, and I hope you enjoy using M.U.T.T, and if there's any problems as I say, once again, comment on the Steam thread, comment on the guide comments for bugs or anything like that, not on the video, because basically, as I said earlier, I'm less likely to see it if you put it on the video. You know, you bang it in here, I'm going to see it and I'm going to be able to respond and get an update up faster or tell you how to sort out wherever it is that's gone wrong for you. Right, so till the next time, see you all later folks.